I had this abstract piece of art for over a year now, and I wasn't quite sure when I finished it if I was going to leave it as an abstract piece or if I was going to actually put an image on top of it. Well, recently I decided that I was going to complete it with a jazz piece. Well, you see, jazz is one of my favorite types of music to listen to, my favorite genre, particularly when I am painting, trying to express myself. I love jazz music because of its creativity, the spontaneity in it, the fact that jazz musicians can play the exact same songs, but yet their rendition of that song can come out entirely different from one from another. And so I just love the just the freedom to express and his creativity of it. And so that's usually the type of music that I put on when I want to relax, when I want to paint, when I want to express myself without hearing actual lyrics. And I just want to let my creativity flow. But nevertheless, with this piece right here, as you can see, when I start my artworks, I usually start my artworks with aligning an image that I like to portray, that I want to bring to life. And I do that using chalk, usually depending on the color of the background that I'm painting on. After that, I take time to outline that with acrylic paint, which you see right here. I'm doing with a white acrylic paint. I use white because it's a lot easier to cover as I decide to bring the image forth with different types of colors that I'm going to be using. White is usually one that can be covered over relatively easily. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I decided to paint a trumpet player who's really into playing this trumpet. You can see full expression in his face. Well, at least you will see that later on once I bring the painting to life. But after I've done my outlining, it's time to start really filling it in, making it full. I started with the main focal point of this piece, which is the trumpet. And I outlined the trumpet full of gold, and then I started filling in the piece with just the skin color, pulling in the other whites around the cuffs of his sleeve, maybe his collars in white, things like that. And after that, I'm going to move forward with just starting to focus on the grayscale of the skin. So right now I'm still doing some detailing around the cuffs of his sleeve, the collars, really taking my time to fill those things in. Now I'm starting to fill in his hands, the finger portion of him, and his hand wrapped around the trumpet aggressively. He's really into what he's doing. And so I'm starting to bring those things forward, and I'll start putting in some of the shadowing effects of it as well. But right now I'm just blocking in the colors just so I can really see the shape of the figure and just bringing him forward, bringing life to him. Uh, Next, I'm going to start on the neckline around the back. Still here, no shadowing, just blocking in, deciding where I really want the color to be. Worked on the forehead, a little bit up in the eye section, in the brow, and around the cheeks, just really bringing that face out. I was kind of torn between if I was going to color that in or if I was going to leave it more of the abstract background, but I decided to fill it in and to bring him forward in the picture and let the abstract background be truly what it is, which is the background. Right here, I'm doing a little bit of detail fingering work around the instrument, shadowing that, well, bringing that in and just bringing the instrument forward and the hands kind of fingers wrapping around the tools, just showing that he's really playing the piece. Right here, still working on the cheeks, underneath the eye, and I think I'm going to move over to the nose area in a second to really fill that in. But this is so far a really, really fun piece. I'm super excited about finishing it. And it's something that I've been wanting to do for a while, which is a more of a close up. If you looked at some of our other arts, most of it is full body and things like that. But this is a close up piece that I'm working on. I really want to bring the viewer into what it looks like to see this jazz player in his intensity, up and close and personal. And hopefully, when I'm finished with the piece, it's something that you'll feel connected to and it'll resonate with you. That's really the feeling that I'm going for. Just his full expression and him being really into what he's doing and becoming one with the instrument, essentially, is what I'm trying to portray. A little bit of eye work right here. Yep. So right here, I'm starting to bring in some shadowing in within the trumpet to make it look more three-dimensional instead of this flat surface. So I'm starting to use, I believe, a chalk pencil with this. I use several materials, charcoal, pencil, and a number of other things to really bring that piece out. But I didn't get all the video footage of everything, but I really started working on the depth of his face and the shadowing and the lights and darks. And this is almost a finished piece right here. But I decided to go with some more accent colors around the background and the abstract work with gold, just to make it one cohesive piece. Wasn't happy with the way that the trumpet just stood out by itself. It's still a predominant focal point. I wanted to be complemented with some additional gold throughout the portrait. And that's what I'm doing right now, just being very specific with where I lay the gold. And I'm even going to cover some of that gold up with some of the blues, just to make sure that it looks like a cohesive piece and not just paint laying on top of one another, but working harmoniously with one another. This piece is pretty much done. If you take a look at it right here, I'm pretty much done. Tell me what you think in the comments. If you like what you see, if you have feedback, and tell me about your favorite jazz song that you like and what you like to paint to. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And also don't forget to share this video with someone else who may appreciate it. Peace.